Hello YouTube, it's Erin again, coming at you with a completely different setup. One day I'll figure out a background, but until then, guys, I got a tripod. I'm a professional. If you clicked on this video, you know by the title that this is a book outlet haul that I hinted at actually in my last haul. So I technically bought all these books in November, but they took forever to come. So I had never used Book Outlet before. So I went on during the Black Friday sale and there's like an additional 30% off, and I was like, oh my god, like I can't ignore that. So I bought books. I bought lots of books. Then like 3 days later, I was sad, so I was online shopping to make myself feel better. Saw a book that I had been wanting since I started watching BookTube like 6 months ago, and like I've wanted this book for so long because the plot sounds really interesting and I really wanted it, but I don't have money to buy full price books, so I didn't want to go buy it full price. So I've been looking for bargains. I've been looking on Amazon. It was on Amazon. I just don't like using Amazon sometimes. I don't know. Don't at me. I couldn't find it at my used bookstores or on Book Outlet until that day. And they only had like 20 copies. And they're like, this is going to sell out. Like, you need to come get this. So I'm like, oh my god, like, you're right. I'm being peer pressured by an email. But I bought it. And while I was there, I was like, I might as well get free shipping. So yeah, I made two Book Outlet orders within 3 days. And I only just got them. So it's been, let's see, less than a month. It's been 3 weeks. It took a real long time to get to me. Here we are. Here you are, watching the fruits of my wallet's labor. So, full disclosure, I already opened the boxes and saw and like unboxed these books because I got the first one and it was really good. I was like, I'm gonna just put it in the room and I'm gonna wait till I get to my second one and I'm gonna film me unboxing them and it's gonna be great. Then the second one came like a week later and like I couldn't film and I couldn't wait anymore, so I opened all of them and I played with them last night. But so you know that book that I could never find and found on Book Outlet, so I bought it immediately? Oh boy, did I get a surprise. Like, what? And there's a story? Okay, I'm gonna leave that book to the end, so you know, little incentive to watch to the end because it's a goodie. Just to start things off, I'm not gonna give super long plots like what the summary of these books are, because honestly you probably already know what they're about. I'm playing catch up with these orders, getting books that I've heard and wanted about for a really long time. So I got Scythe. Okay, I don't actually know how to say this word, and that's embarrassing because I'm a grown-ass adult, but here I am. I don't know how to say it. This is by Neil Shusterman. This is like his most recent dystopian novel. It's about these two kids who must be Grim Reapers and have to kill people. And I want to read it, and I got it. Okay, so this second one isn't a used book. It's a Book Outlet exclusive from my understanding. It's a classic. So I got Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen, and this is the Book Outlet cover of it. So I want to start reading Jane Austen, like all of Jane Austen, because I love Pride and Prejudice, but I haven't read her other work. I recently bought Persuasion, which was in my other haul, and I bought this one because it was on sale. And I almost bought Jane Eyre, but my price tag was going up, so I had to choose. So I picked this one, and this is beautiful. Like, I love it, and it has that little bookmark and it's just so pink, and I love like the inside is pretty basic, but just like the chapter headings and like the typography, the text, whatever. But it's really pretty, and this makes me want to buy more editions, so I'm probably gonna do that in the future, but not for a while because December is a no-buy. But I got I Stop Somewhere by T. Carter. I think it's T-E. I'm assuming it's T. I have a feeling this one might break me. So there's a trigger warning for sexual and physical violence against young women. This is about a girl who basically is attacked. But even before she's attacked, she's kind of neglected in her life, and after she's attacked, she has to watch the man attack other women, and she's kind of stuck because she can't do anything about it. I've read reviews about this because I heard of the title, but I didn't really hear anyone talk about it, and the reviews are like, This book is hard to get through, but it's really important for me to read it. It's really important for other people to read it. So I got it, and I am excited to read it, but I definitely, like, I know going in this one's gonna hurt my heart a little bit, but I'm excited to have it. And like, I just love this cover. I don't know why, like, it's the hardcover edition. I just think it's beautiful, and it's a book I'm not gonna put off for too long. And then I got We Are Villains, or We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. Do I really need to explain what this is about? So this is actually the paperback edition of it. When I first entered it in my cart, I got the hardcover, but then that sold out, and I was like, oh no, I think I missed out. But then this one popped up, and like, I hadn't seen the paperback edition, and I like kind of really like it. It's kind of simple. It's just black and white with some like plants. Short summary: this is about a group of college kids who are like do Shakespeare plays, and it's told from past and present narrations. And in the present, you find out that someone in the group had been murdered, and someone went to prison for it. And it's basically how that story unfolds. This one I'm really excited about, even though I've heard mixed reviews about it. I'm excited to read it. I got Heartless by Marissa Meyer. I love the Lunar Chronicles. Love them. I haven't finished it. There's still like 2 more books I need to read. And I haven't read her Renegades or Arch Enemies yet. I have them. I have Renegades. I just haven't read it yet. But I'm really excited about this. I am like, a lot of people don't like retellings. I like retellings, especially if they're given twists the way Lunar Chronicles is. I don't know if Heartless honestly has that same type of twist, but I'm just kind of riding that Marissa Meyer's train at this point. Like, I'm down for it. Whatever she does, I'm gonna read it. Okay, so the next one that I got is Flame in the Mist. Like, I'm so excited to read this. From the plot, it's just, I don't know. It also has these like, those like rough edges. I don't know what they're called. But it's a nice like addition of this book, and basically it's about a girl who is on a carriage to be basically married off to some stranger when the carriage is attacked, and basically everyone with her is killed. But then she dresses up as a boy to get revenge on the group of like thieves and basically bad people who attacked her carriage. And then she like ends up falling in love, of course, on her like quest to revenge. I'm just into it. I love this cover. I love the idea. I'm really into Asian inspired, although this is not Asian inspired, like it's set in Japan, but like Asian fantasies. This is not a fantasy, but I'm kind of liking that new trend in novels, kind of talking from different points of cultures and things like that. So this is the first book that I have, actually it's like the second book that I have that's exploring that new trend, and I'm excited to read this one. So this is The Smell of Other People's Houses by Bonnie Sue Hitchcock. Yeah, Bonnie Sue Hitchcock. And this is just about a couple of teens who are living in Anchorage, Alaska, I believe it's Anchorage. And this is a contemporary, from my understanding, and I don't really do contemporaries. But something about this cover made me like, yeah, I want to read that. And it's just about these teenagers who I believe like make their own temporary family out of each other, and that's something I like reading about, so I got this one. Other than that, I don't really know the plot, so I'm excited to go into it. This is another book that I had heard in the beginning of me watching BookTube, and then I had never been able to find it in the bargain like websites and bargain books, and like my local library actually doesn't have it. It has the sequel but not the first one. I don't know. But I got this Savage Shawn by Victoria Schwab. I have read another Victoria Schwab and I wasn't super pleased with it, but in my head I'm pretty sure it's like a debut novel. So that's my understanding of why maybe I didn't like it. So I'm a little hesitant to read this book just because I really like the plot idea and I've heard only good things about it. But after doing some research, after reading her debut novel, people really liked that book. So I'm a little hesitant to go into Victoria Schwab as an author right now, which will play into a book later. Hint, hint. But I really like this plot. It's something I'm super into as an idea, that like acts of violence create physical beings who are these monsters. Honestly, that's kind of all I really know about this book, and that's all I need to know about this book. So this one popped up and I was like really surprised to see it on there, because in my head I probably wouldn't have bought this otherwise, but I saw it at a really good discount. So I got Because You Love to Hate Me, 13 Tales of Villainy. I read books. This is by a whole bunch of different YA authors. So I was not in booktube world, like I didn't watch booktube videos when this first came out, so like I don't really know everything about the booktubers who, like, what they did and how they collaborated with this. I just heard that people really liked it, like they liked the stories, that the authors did a good job with their short stories. So when I first got it, like yesterday, I opened it up and I read some of the YouTube collaborations, and I was like a little hesitant because I was like, what are they writing intros to these stories? Like, what are they doing? And some of them are like more creative than others. Like some are just kind of seem to be just like intros, like why did I come up with this challenge? Why do I like villains? And then there's others where it was like a blog type, I don't know, like layout. So, but it intrigued me to read those parts. So yeah, I'm excited to dive into this. I maybe won't read it immediately. This might be one of those books that I wait until a more atmospheric time of the year rather than Christmas. But isn't it pretty? I think it's pretty. I like it. So I got The Wicked Deep. This is about witches. That's about all I know. That's all about as much as the blurb tells you. But I've definitely heard people talk about this. I feel like people talk about it like it's notorious, and I don't know what it's notorious for. So I'm not gonna, like, I haven't read reviews of it. More of like people just mention it. And like, look at the colors, like the reflections. Love it. So this next one I got, this was definitely an impulse. This is part of the second shipment when I just kind of added books to get to the free shipping. But I got A Girl from Everywhere. And this is about a girl who's on a pirate ship. I don't know if she's on an actual pirate ship, but she's on a ship where her father's the captain. And through the use of physical maps, they can time travel and like travel to places. Like, what did she say? The land from 1000. Oh, okay. So she can go to real life places in the past or non-real places. Like non-fiction mythical places they can go on this ship. And I'm so interested by that. And I think the whole point is that her father is trying to go back to where her mother is and relive that connection with her. But that threatens Nyx, who's the main character, her entire existence. Like, it could erase her from this time period. So when I started watching booktube videos only like 5 or 6 months ago, I created a Goodreads account. Like, I didn't have one until a couple months ago. And this was one of the first books that I saw and added to my to be read like shelf. And to be honest, I thought it was going to be one of those books that I like keep in my list until one day I'm like really in the mood to buy it, and I would buy it off Amazon. Like, I would seek it out because I didn't think I would come across it any other time. And so this is Lost Boy by Christina Henry, and this is the true story of Captain Hook. And from my understanding, this is actually kind of a horror book. I read some passages, like I didn't read like entire chapters, but what I did read, it's kind of really gruesome and messed up and super dark, and Peter Pan is the villain for most part. But I'm pretty sure he is the villain, and it's talking about how Captain Hook was like his favorite Lost Boy, one of the first Lost Boys, and like how they transcend from being the original Lost Boy to like his greatest nemesis. And I think it's gonna be really dark and gruesome and messed up, and I'm excited to read this. But this one I'm not gonna wait till Halloween to read. I just don't think it seems very Halloween-y. But yeah, this one is just so different from other things that I read, so I'm excited. This will be cool. But this one was another impulse buy that I had no idea about. I don't even really know the plot at this point. I don't know the author, and I haven't heard anyone talk about it. But there were only 2 copies left, and from what I did read, like, I was super interested in it. This is another horror book. This is The Boy Who Drew Monsters by Keith Donahue. So all the other books did have stickers on it. I took them off except for this one because I kind of wanted to demonstrate. There's a staff pick sticker here, and then in the back there's a second staff picker, like a staff pick sticker. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that's a really good sign. Like, 2 separate people recommended this book to be read. So this is about a young boy who was almost drowned in the ocean. And ever since then, he has trouble sleeping, like he's scared to leave his home. And it also takes place in Maine, so I don't know if that's like a nod to Stephen King, but So this little boy's scared of everything. He only has really like one really good friend, but he draws a lot, and he draws monsters. And when he starts drawing monsters, no one's safe. His father is haunted by aspirations coming out of the ocean, so he's like running up and down the beach looking for these crazy things that he's seen. And his best friend becomes entangled in these creepy drawings. So it's just a whole lot of spook, and I'm ready to read it. Okay, are we ready? Are we ready? Did we make it to the end of the video? So, this one has a little bit of a story, and I've told a lot of people and they're bored by it, but I don't care. So this is a book, like I said, I've been looking for a while. So I actually initially added it to my Amazon wish list. I never bought it because I just like, I don't know. Don't ask me why. I'm weird. So I never bought it, but it was in my wish list. And then my mother she contacted me and she was like, can you get me Christmas, like a Christmas list? So I went on Amazon and I looked for the book again because I forgot that I hadn't initially added it to my wish list. And I found so this is part of a series, and I found a whole paperback series that was like a really good price. So I added that to my wish list, forgot about it, and my mom looked it up and she bought both copies. So she bought the original book and then the series. So I'm getting 2 copies of that book for Christmas. As well as the one that I bought myself in November. So I have 3 editions of this book and I haven't read it yet, and honestly I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I'm just really hoping that I'm gonna like it. So this book that I bought on BookOutlet, where I kept getting notifications to come buy it because it was running out, there's only 20 copies available of it, which was like weird because like normally BookOutlet has like 100, especially for a book that's like really popular and by an author who's really popular. And I was like, oh, that's weird, like only 20 copies. And it was also expensive for BookOutlet. It was like, I don't know, like $15, which like it's BookOutlet. And I was just like, oh, you know what, like this book just must really be in demand, and that's how they can get away with that price. No, that's not what happened. I got the collector's edition of A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. Like, what? I don't even know if this was rare, so like, I don't know. Don't at me, I'm in the dark. But like, what? And like, it has like a little book, like a bookmark included in the actual physical book. It's a hardcover. It's like, just look at this cover. It's beautiful. Like, okay, and are we ready? Are we ready? Okay, so this is part of the collector's edition, is that there's like fan art. This is beautiful. Amazing. Like, this is just the inside of it, and I believe, okay, so this is the cover of the book, like without the little jacket. So I haven't seen the original hardcover, so I don't know if this also says it, but okay, so I don't actually know what this says because I haven't read the book yet, but I'm pretty sure that's like their magic word they use to travel, which like, it's on the front of a book and then you open it up and like, what? Amazing. But like, yeah, look at that. Like, that's just amazing. And we're not done because there's more. Okay, so this is the back. And then there's more on the back. Like, what? I don't know how to process this. I'm just really excited about this. Like, I wanted to read it anyway. Like, I was so excited to read this. Like I said, I read another Victoria Schwab, wasn't super thrilled, so I was a little iffy. But her plots just sound so interesting and creative that I really want to love this. I read the first chapter and was like, all right, a lot was just thrown at me, but we're gonna roll. It's fantasy. That's what you got to do. What am I doing with this book? I don't know, but I'm like really happy because that was whoof. You should have seen me when I opened up the book, like, because this was on the bottom, so I was like opening up the other books and I'm like, yeah, cool, and I'm like, what is this? What is this collector's edition? What? This has been a haul. It was worth the wait. It was worth the wait because a lot of these books too, I didn't read book descriptions. Like, if they were hardcover or paperback. So some of them I got in hardcover and was like genuinely really surprised. So I am really happy with this haul. I got a lot of books that was on my wish, like my TBR, and I just didn't own them yet. So I'm super happy. I'm gonna continue with my no by December because I'm super happy with my TBR right now. Like the books that I physically own that I want to read, I feel like I have a really good chunk of everything that I'm either like behind on, like that everyone else has read, and stuff that I'm super interested in. So I'm pretty okay with being on a no buy. And yeah, thank you for sticking all the way to the end. If you jumped to the end, cool, I'm not really mad. Thanks for review. But thank you for watching. Which of these books that I hauled are you like super excited for me to read? Are there some that you don't want me to read? Like, just let me know your opinions. Like, have you ever just accidentally gotten a collector's edition from BookOutlet because you don't read descriptions? Let me know. Make me feel not alone in this world. Alright, goodbye everyone. This video's gone on long enough. Bye!